Hi children, hope you are ready to study our 6th class social science. Today we will study the history part. The name of the first lesson is When, Where and How. Now I would like to ask you one question. What is the reaction of a child when he or she gets a toy? They tend to tear open it to see what is inside, isn't it? That is human nature. We are inquisitive. Being inquisitive is natural to human. What is the meaning of inquisitive? Inquisitive means too curious or eager to acquire knowledge. Same way, small children usually ask many questions to their parents. They are very eager to know the things. I think you also did the same thing when you were small. Same way, all our scientists and archaeologists were also eager to know the history. It's a natural tendency of human beings to explore how the world and the human beings or society has grown from times immemorial. So everybody in the past and this age also wanted to know how was this world in the beginning, what all things were there in this world and what are the changes happened in this world. Everything had been written by the people and passed on in books of history. I think you all understood this small introduction. Now we will start our lesson. The first part is what is history? History is the study of the events that happened in the past in the sequence of occurrence. It is the study of the past events, that is, what all things happened in this world. That also we will study in order. That means how this world formed, that is written first, then how this life came into being in different forms, and so on. When we study history, we will know about how these early humans, our forefathers, lived and slowly progressed over thousands of years, beginning where they were living, how they were living, and what changes happened in their life. History tells us about all these things. Is it clear, children? Now we will move to the next heading. What is it? Why do we study history? Or what is the reason to study history? Four points are here. First point is history tells us how humans discovered and invented various things. This you can ask your grandparents. What was the lifestyle when they were young? They will tell you about it. And how see your lifestyle. Lots of changes are there, isn't it? In the beginning, human beings were living in the cave. And now, where we are living, what all the facilities do we have? People already reached in the moon. Now, what is the second point? History tells us how cultural, social, and scientific development took place. We could see that lot of developments happened in cultural, social, and scientific field. So through history, we could find out how these developments happened. Then the next point is history tells us how the people explored the world. Children, in olden times, there were no maps or navigational tools. Then also people traveled so many kilometers on land and on water and discovered many places. History tells us how it happened or how did they travel. Okay, children. Now the last point is history helps us to learn from the mistakes of the past and allow us to take better decisions. Yes, children, that will happen in our life also. Sometimes we will take good decisions from our mistakes. History also helps us to take good decisions by learning the mistakes that happened in the past. Now we will move to the third heading. It is time frame under study. Beginning I had mentioned about this topic. Children, where are you living? You are living in this world. Do you know when it was formed? Billions of years ago. In the beginning there was no life. Life came in this world very slowly only. Different creatures came into being slowly and gradually. Do you know when did the humans came into existence? About 2 lakhs years ago. Our scientists found out this after studying the remains and signs they have found. Can you see this picture? From this we can understand understand the evolution of man. See in the beginning how we were, and slowly, very slowly, what all the changes happened in human body and life. See the difference. Next, now see children, the study of history is divided into three periods. Which are they children? First ancient history, second medieval history, and the third modern history. In this year, we will study about the ancient history of India. Now, what is this BC and AD? BC and AD are terms used to measure time. Now, the next question is, what is the reference point? The birth of Jesus Christ is taken as the reference point. So, the historians count dates from there. Here you can see the timeline, children. Here it is mentioned 0 year. Middle you can see 0 year. Here you can see the time, that is 0 year. 0 is the time or point of the birth of Jesus Christ. All dates before the birth of Christ, here 0 point, are counted backward and are written by the letters BC, means before Christ. See, 2000 BC, 1000 BC, 900 BC, 800 BC, like that. 2000 BC means 2000 years before Christ was born. Did you understand, children? Now we will see what is AD. The dates after the birth of Christ are written or mentioned by the letters AD. What is the full form of AD? Anno Domini. That means in the year of the Lord. And how it is counted? These years are counted forward. That is 1000 AD, 2000 AD, 2020 AD, like that. I think you understood the terms BC and AD. Okay. At present, the historians use BCE instead of BC and CE instead of AD. BC means before common era and CE common era. Now, how can you calculate the difference between dates in BC and AD? Just add these 2 years. For example, just imagine something happened in 250 BC and a similar incident happened in AD 150. Now, to calculate after how many years the second incident happened, you have to add these 2 years. That is 250 plus 150. We will know that the second incident happened after 400 years. Okay. Now, next, geographical framework. The geographical location of a place has a great influence on its history. We have some choices to select one place to live, or some factors affect us to settle one place. Example, availability of water, road, communication facilities, type of land, soil, good climate, etc. In our country, human beings first settled on the banks of the 3 big rivers. Which are they? The Indus, the Ganga and the Brahmaputra. Do you know what is the reason, children? 4 reasons were there. Fertile land, water facilities, good climate to live, and rivers that serve them as a means of transport. Himalaya also helped them to progress. How, children? Traders and travelers were able to go to the neighboring country because mountain passes were there. Pass means a path or road in the mountain. They helped them to change their cultures and also their goods. Oceans also help them to exchange their goods, culture and religious ideas. This helped the growth of towns and cities. Later, these towns and cities all developed into big kingdoms. Again, we can see people started to move from place to place for different reasons. Now we will see the reasons for the movement of people. Here 6 reasons are given. First, in search of food, they moved to another place. There they may have scarcity of food. Second, because of natural disasters like a flood and famines, they moved. We know very well that after the flood, what will be the condition. Next, religious leaders and followers moved to spread their teachings and ideas. Then these traders moved to other countries to sell their goods. Next reason, kings, they sent their armies to defeat other countries. Then last reason, some courageous people traveled in the ship to discover new lands. So children, because of these reasons, people moved from place to place. Children, now we will study the sources of history. Next heading. Here we will study the main three sources: literary sources, archaeological sources, and accounts of foreign travelers. To know our past, many specialists from different fields worked hard. Archaeologists, sociologists, historians, and scientists. They all worked together. Archaeologists recovered objects, scientists chemically tested these objects, sociologists connected these things, and then historians recorded all these things as history. Now see what is literary sources. Literary sources are written records. Written records. In olden times, people used to write on the bark of the birch tree or palm leaves. These are called manuscripts. Manuscripts means written records on the bark of the birch tree or a palm leaf. Later it was destroyed. Some of them we can see in monasteries, temples, or museums. These manuscripts are divided into two categories, which are the children, religious and secular. First category, religious sources. Example, the Puranas, the Vedas, the Upanishads. They provide a lot of knowledge about our ancient society. Second category, secular sources. What it is, children? Literature not connected with the religion is called secular literature or sources. These include grammar, politics, poems, drama, etc. Then some examples I will give. Chanakya's Arthashastra, the Kaudilya's is written. Arthashastra, Panini's grammar, and Kalidasa's plays. When we read these books, we will know the lifestyle of people during those times. Second source is archaeological source. Okay, children, what is archaeology? Archaeology is the study of the remains of the past. Means these archaeologists, they will study the remains of buildings, pottery, weapons, tools, ornaments, bones, plants, etc. To get these remains of the past buried under the earth, they dig up the earth. Then they study these things. These remains are divided into 5 divisions. First, inscriptions. They are records. Inscriptions, they are records where we can see on rocks, stone pillars, walls, and on metal slabs. The study of inscriptions are called epigraphy. Most of the inscriptions are written in these languages: Prakrit, Pali, Brahmi, Sanskrit, Telugu, and Tamil. Next, coins. Many ancient Indian coins have been discovered by the archaeologists. This helps us to understand about the ruler of the country and the extent of his rule. The study of coin is known as numismatics, and also the metals used in the coins tell us about the economic condition of that age. Next, monuments or remains of buildings. What are monuments? In short, we can say buildings of historical importance. From this, we will get valuable information about the art and architecture, religious and cultural life of the people of that period. Example, Sanji Stupa, Ajanta and Ellora caves. Then last, artifacts and other findings. These are man-made objects of the past, like ornaments, tools, also give valuable knowledge about the past. These also give valuable knowledge about our past. Now we will see the last source, that is accounts of foreign travelers. Lot of knowledge about our Indian history will get from this source. Example, Indica written by Megasthenes. So children, study of history is important because we will get the knowledge about our past. Love your history. It helps us to understand our cultural roots. So children, study this lesson and I will come back to teach you the next lesson. Thank you.